Joining me now is Todd, moderator of Meet the Press. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Christy.
Brad Raffensperger has stood up to Donald Trump previously. He's also been a staunch defender of Georgia's election processes in 2020. But as Raffensperger faces a tough primary against Trump favorite Jody Hice, does Raffensperger's re-election prospect grow more difficult the longer this story stays in the news?
I think it does, because it just sort of creates it, and this is an intra-party feud inside the Republican tent, if you will, between sort of Trumpists and the non-Trump wing of the party on this, one accepting the reality of the situation and another side not. But it is how it's gone about, the way he's been demonized. I think Raffensperger doesn't necessarily have all the resources he needs to probably push back on this. There's a little more energy in that primary opponent. I think Raffensperger would be in better shape if he could somehow create an alliance with Governor Kemp. But I don't think Governor Kemp politically wants to find himself too tied to him either. So I think it has put the Secretary of State a bit on of a political island, even in comparison to the governor.
And Chuck, you were here in Atlanta this past week. What was your biggest takeaway from your visit and your talks with Georgia voters? Well,
a few things. I think the fact is President Biden has a lot more problems than the Georgia Democratic Party does, which I thought was interesting. And I tell you, going down there, I now see why Stacey Abrams snubbed the president when he went down there a week before. I do think I found a lot of disappointed Biden voters, whether it was parts of the Democratic base, African-American voters who feel as if he hasn't fought hard enough on voting rights, or brand new Biden voters, people that didn't vote for any of the Democrats in 16, but voted for Biden in 20, who felt as if he wasn't reaching out enough to Republicans, wasn't working enough with the other side, or letting progressives dictate too much of his agenda. So it was a reminder that his coalition is rather large, and it may be as you please one side, you're not going to please the other. And right now, though, he's in a position where nobody's happy. And the question is, how does he at least start some incremental progress here? I can tell you, passing anything at this point, I think would be a beginning of changing this narrative for him.
So interesting. All right. Thanks, Chuck. Meet the Press airs today at 10 following Weekend Morning right here on 11 Alive.